Rigol is sending me a spectrum analyzer, one that goes up to 3.2 gigahertz.
Amateur radio and GMRS too.
Hey guys, this is Joe Tech from Amateur Radio and GMRS, and today we're going to be testing the Radioddity GS-10B radio. This is a beautiful radio, people. 100% analog only. You could change it between FM modulation and AM modulation. The air bands on this are super freaking clear.
Approach for 69 Whiskey for 24, thank you. Now following number 2 for 69 Whiskey for runway 24.
This can even listen to CBAM.
Listen, 12345, 12345. Channel 38, 27385 on AM.
Is that what you want me to do? You want me to start the lawnmower, pull it out, start it, and then turn the... That would be funny.
I guess in a way it would prove its usefulness despite its weird, awkward sound. But yeah, I mean, for the content, sure, why not?
You guys are too much. I'm actually going to grab the stupid lawnmower. Or how about a wet dry vac? Would that be just as good?
Yeah, try with a vacuum.
All right, stand by. All right, this is with it turned off. I'm sure you can hear it.
Yeah, that sounded pretty bad.
Right now I'm talking with the noise reduction turned on. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, it's definitely an improvement. We could hardly hear you with the vac without the noise reduction. We could hardly hear you, but now we can hear you. Wow.
All right, I stepped away from the vacuum a little bit. Now I'm using the noise reduction still. You can still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Wow, that's impressive.
Do it again.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So that was with the noise reduction? Yeah, that was with the noise reduction. Now shut the noise reduction off and try it again.
All right, this is with it turned off.
Now try it again with it on.
This with it on.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's it definitely works. It definitely works. Joe, what do you think?
Kind of exactly what I was expecting / hoping for. Because it did sound a little strange by itself, on with the noise reduction on, with no noise in the background. But now with the noise in the background, it's okay, clearly useful. I wouldn't personally leave it on all the time, but definitely something that's useful there when you need it. I mean, anytime you're doing something loud, that's going to be huge for a selling point,
We're going to test the power outputs of this bad boy on VHF and UHF. 136 flat. Bottom VFO we're using, okay? So we're going to give this a whirl here, and we get 5.53. Okay, that's so this is supposed to be a 10-watt radio, and we're only getting 5. Well, we're at the low end of VHF. So let's do 144.
14400.
Okay, let's give that a shot. Just wish this would autofocus better. Here we go, 6.64. Wow, that went up substantially. Let's do 146.
14600.
Let's give this a shot. Let's see what we got. There we go. 6.92. Now we're getting up there. Now let's do the old call frequency.
14650.
give that a shot. Let's see what we got on VHF on this radio. Nice. Well, it's about the same. It hits 7 watts. So we're going to call this, we're going to say 7 watts. This is fully charged, this radio, by the way. I wanted to say 7, so I can officially say 7. I can't. 6.95, whatever. That's fine. So we're going to go to 148.
148,000.
Let's give this a shot here. Let's see. 7.01 on 148. And let's go 148,950.
148,950.
The voice on this is absolutely incredible. I love it. 7.04. Okay. So where we really need it the most is 6.95, which is the old call frequency on VHF, 146.520. Now remember, I will be getting a spectrum analyzer soon, and we'll be testing the spurs and the harmonics on this on professional equipment. I'm very excited about it. Rigol is sending me a spectrum analyzer, one that goes up to 3.2 gigahertz. So we'll have no trouble finding spurs on UHF and VHF. So that's going to be sick. All right, so let's go to 420.
2.
Whoops.
420,000.
Okay, let's give this a whirl here. 420, bottom of the ham bands. 7.09. 7.09. Let's go 433.
433,000.
See what we got here. 6.87. I'm not very happy. 440.
440,000.
And we get 6.82. Well, I'm 446. We'll do the all call.
460,000.
So this is the call frequency for VHF. 6.85. 448.
448.
Flat.
000.
6.84. And last but not least,
449,950.
So this is the top of the VHF band, so this would be a negative shift if you're connecting to a repeater. Now we're just communicating simplex, but this would what it would be. 6.84. Okay, so it's very consistent. So pretty much between almost 8 watts, almost 7 watts throughout all the bands. Close. Close. So this is not a 10 watt radio. All right, so without measuring the spurs, because we can't do that at the moment, finding how it, like I said, we're going to be having a dedicated video specifically for all the radios that I have tested thus far. We're going to have one monster video that does every single radio, and hopefully YouTube does the chapters properly and does it for me. One of the things that I do like, which is actually so stupid to bring up, but have you ever noticed that some of these radios, when you're trying to pop out the side piece to get to the K1 connector to plug it into program, you can't? I don't have nails, all right? Unfortunately, I chew them off. But the thing is that I can't get to this. It's very difficult for me to get in there. I need to get something sharp and pry it out. This particular radio, the GS-10B, has a little thing on here where you can simply just push it off. They're hinged. This is actually hinged, which is so nice. and it just naturally just comes open, and it's so easy to open. However, there's no programming software that's compatible with this yet because it's way too new. So when I originally recorded this video yesterday, the CPS was not available, and I actually said that you could only program this via Bluetooth. However, the program software has finally become available. Chirp is still not supported. However, CPS version 2.0.2 is available to program this bad boy. Finally, because now I don't have to worry about doing Bluetooth, which I completely, utterly do not like. So if you like the features of this radio, which I like a lot, I'm not a big fan of the Bluetooth programming. It's not a 10-watt radio, but the features of this are fantastic for what it is. So you have two push-to-talk buttons here. I only have the top push-to-talk button program. The bottom one is it's a program key, and the one below that is also a program key. I'm not a big fan of two push-to-talk buttons on this radio. They are bumpy and they are made out of rubber, so the feel and texture of it is fantastic. I love the orange around it. It really focuses on the button. Silly things, but cosmetically I like. It's appealing. It's nice. Listen to the voice. The voice on this is fantastic.
Frequency mode.
Listen to that.
Channel mode. Frequency mode.
Absolutely beautiful. The menu system.
Menu.
Also, sometimes, depending on the option, it tells you what it is.
Squelch. Confirm. Frequency step. Confirm.
I like that. I like the voice feedback on what you're doing with the menu. That's a nice touch. Anyway, it does have a 2500 milliamp battery. What I like about this radio is that it has a dedicated scan button. You have 256 channels programmed in, which, by the way, is the maximum on this radio. And you hit that scan button and it scans. No need to set up a separate scan list. None of that. And you can also change the direction, either up or down. And if you're in VFO mode and you're scanning for frequencies or whatever, like if you're in the air band, if you want to scan frequencies, hit the scan and you can scan VFO as well. I like the fact that it has a volume control and it has a separate selector knob. Instead of me going through the frequencies on with
56
you have left and right or up and down, whichever way you want to call it, to go through the frequencies, you actually have a selector knob, a volume and a selector knob. So when you go into the menu, you can go through your menu with a knob without pressing buttons. I find that this radio is incredible on AM. I love the fact that you could change it in the menu system. You go from FM to AM, go right into the airplane mode if you want. This does 1.25 meters and 1 meter, which is a bizarre frequency range. I think for the money, it's a great radio and I recommend it. What I did notice, what I liked that was extremely impressive, was that the noise reduction on this. Now, mind you, when I was doing that, I was literally screaming into the microphone. Only because I couldn't hear myself, and that's like a common thing that most people do. They scream louder than what, and I was distorting the input of this and transmitting, and it sounded distorted. If you talk normal at a normal volume, it'll sound fine. I was just overdriving, and where this mic is such a weird place for not knowing where it is. If you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
CQ, C calling out to you. On amateur radio and GMRS 2. From 462 to HFN, making friends across the land. Keyed up, let your voice be heard.